What's cooking, Bianconeri? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro, and today with me, as always, doing these post-match quick instant reactions is Aleandro. How are you, sir?
I don't know.
I think,
not great.
as always, the most optimistic member of the Bianconeri Zone is with me to tell you why this team is great. Why, in essence, if we're being honest, the 2016 season is back. It's here. It's here. We have nothing to worry about. Exactly how it ended is how it's going to end up now with the game winner, thanks to our guy, Wani C. Anyway, let's just kind of dive into it. What did you see today that you liked, you disliked? I'll just give you the floor to start out.
I liked we got the 3 points, and that's it. I disliked everything else. The only good thing was Mckennie. He was very good today. I think we all gave him steak, but he deserved that steak at the time. And he's doing what we basically all expected him to do. Like what he could bring to the team, he's showing now. But other than that, it was awful. Like, let's be real, it was just awful. We didn't deserve the win. We got the win, great, but at the end of the day, if we were being honest, we didn't deserve that. Like, we were just awful, like bad. And I said it in the preview, if he's gonna play the same lineup, it's not gonna be like against Senate, because they will pressure us, and they were putting pressure on us. And Locatelli, Mckennie, not their fault. Like, they're just with two in midfield. They had no idea how to cope with it. Like, it was awful. It was bad. Like, they were under pressure constantly. Morata couldn't keep hold on the ball. Rabiot, I forgot he was playing at some point. He was coming off. I was like, he's still on that pitch. I didn't know. So, other than the win and Mckennie, it was just bad. Let's be real.
I'd say me personally, I'm negative, but I don't think I'm quite as negative as you are.
I know.
But I am negative, and like overall, a lot of what we saw, especially in the second half and the end of it. The first half, and I know you and Julian greatly disagreed with me, but I guess I just had a feeling maybe I had lowered the bar so much with what I expect from this Juventus team that like the bare minimum and not giving up a goal was kind of fascinating. I had more positivity there, especially when you come in and tell me starting the match that we're going to throw out Rugani, who, if people know, if you're part of the channel, if you've been on the channel at all now, you know that I don't want to say hate Rugani, but I hate his play. I don't want to see him ever really in a Juventus uniform, but I have to give him some credit. While it wasn't anything fantastic, he showed up, I guess. Is that the best way I can say? Like, he did a decent job.
Okay, he started with a mistake. Like, in the first his first touch was straight to a Fiorentina player.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think he had a good game. And also the leg, like, he kept Vlahovic out of that game completely. Like, Vlahovic, he had no space. Like, he had no second on the ball. The leg was also, like, he was on him. Like, it was man covering, basically. Vlahovic, he struggled. But that's no shame if you play against the league. That's, I would say, normal. Like, it's going to be a battle, and he won that battle clearly.
There was a... I just want to interject.
Oh, yeah, say.
I just want to interject real quick and say, you're about to get into the Rugani part. There was a moment that I saw where Rugani had to take on Vlahovic for a second, and there was some, I don't know if Vlahovic was asking for something or whatever have you, but I was impressed enough by the I guess the intensity of which Rugani was actually defending him holding his ground.
It wasn't amazing. Like, he didn't on the ball. He made some mistakes, like he gave away corners when he just needed to stay calm. But just defensively, I think he was like, we shouldn't be shitting on him defensively. It was okay. Like, I've seen much worse from Rugani, much worse. So I was scared when he was playing, and also he was not expected to play. Like, he just needed to basically come on like 10 minutes before kickoff. So I was scared, but I have nothing to say, nothing bad to say on. Like, it was not like that was not a problem today. It wasn't. Our problem are far deeper than that.
It's a lot of it has to do back to. I mean, it's the same crap we go the well back to. It's offensively. It's it's getting and creating anything. I do want to let's stick with the defense real quick, and then we'll move into the our grievances when it comes to our offense. So I do want to say one of my highlights what I really saw that I really liked and really enjoyed was that battle between Vlahovic and De Ligt. And the one thing I was kind of saying is I would love to see, hopefully, God willing, this works out or whatever, but getting Vlahovic at Juventus to see those two, what I would call brick bleep houses together on this team. It would be fantastic for Juventus to get two guys of that quality. Definitely want to give a little bit of props there to De Ligt and his performance stepping up. Danilo in a couple moments, I want to give him a little bit of props. I remember in the 34th minute, De Ligt missed on a clearance, and then he backed him up right there. Otherwise, it probably could have been an easy goal for Fiorentina in that moment. But
defensively, it was good, Danilo. But on the ball today, it wasn't his day. Like, he missed a very easy pass in the first half, and he could have put Mckennie one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Like, I don't know what he did. It was bad. It reminded me of Cuadrado playing those balls. So, like, defensively, it was okay, Danilo. But just, like, going forward as a team, it's just not good enough. Like, it isn't. And it's not all on the teams. If you play... I said it so many times, like, I'm just sounding like a broken record. Like, you play 4-4-2 with Rabiot on the left. It doesn't make sense. Like, nobody understands that. I don't think even Allegri understands it, but he just puts Rabiot there to piss us off. I really think that at this point. Because he's useless on the left. Like, he cannot play that position. He cannot play that position. It's so clear. Like, I cannot believe I was asking for Bernardeschi. I was asking for Bernardeschi. Like, so people know I'm not a Bernardeschi fan, but like, he's better than Rabiot in that position. Like, and that's only normal because Rabiot is not like that's Bernardeschi's position. Again, his output is awful, but at least you have a player that can play that position. At least. I
mean, it goes back to that not the bending knee a little bit, but to the guys who say, that are battling for Bernardeschi, but like he's at least serviceable in that position. When somebody's, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to go to war for Bernardeschi any more than I used to. But he'd at least today when Rabiot he's playing out of position. He's uncomfortable. He's not doing anything worthwhile at all. Yeah, switch him out. There's no reason to keep him in for that long. You did mention the comment about obviously Mckennie. This is his 4th game in a row, looking pretty good. Like looking.
He was my man of the match. I know Cuadrado scored. I know he did, and like he should be getting it, like technically, but just the entirety of the game, Mckennie was the only player I was looking at, and I was like, okay, you're just playing. You want to make something out of this. Okay, forget the leg, because that's different. Just looking at Mckennie, I was like, okay, here's a player who wants to win that game. Just other than that, like, if you look at the rest, it was like I could not believe what I was seeing.
He was delivering
Dybala and Chiesa.
Yeah,
at some point.
He delivered at least a couple really good balls toward Dybala and Chiesa. Unfortunately, the Dybala one was shut down pretty quickly, and then the Chiesa one, how that worked out. But he was at least making attempts. He was, like you said, showing some kind of creativity. Stuff that, honestly, some of these passes I did not expect from Mckennie. And there was the one move, and I wrote it down. Let's see when it was. It was the at the 36th minute, the ball movement from Mckennie. I thought it was going to get taken away quickly, and he did that little spin move and then continued moving on. Yeah, so definitely want to give a lot of credit. Obviously, people are, Mo will come back here and say that I'm the American shield. It's just cheering for Mckennie.
When it's bad, you need to say it's bad. But at the moment, he's playing very good. Like, and that's great for us, great for him. Like, because, like, we cannot have, let's say, 4 or 5 bad midfielders. Like, at some point, someone needs to step up, and he's stepping up now at the moment. So it's a shame it's international break. So let's hope he comes back and he has the same, basically, form.
Yeah.
But he deserves a lot of credit, like, because he took a huge step compared to the start of the season. Remember the start of the season? It was unwatchable. It was really bad.
Yeah, no, I would never. I mean, there's no point before the last 4 or 5 games. Yeah. No point from August to now did I ever expect to see Mckennie make a difference for this club. I thought it was just a let's run out time until January, and then we'll see where he can go. But yeah, he's looked serviceable. He's looked decent for Juventus. I'm glad to see at least him kind of put in the effort that we need. Let's move a little bit on toward. Let's see if there's anything in particular before we really get to it. But I think we're really about to get to it. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's talk about the attack. Let's talk about Morata, Dybala, and everything going along with there, as well as Chiesa. I'm trying to think of anybody else that I'm missing out on that really we can talk about.
But it starts. To be honest, it starts before you get to those players. Like again, Rabiot on the left wing. It's not helping anyone. Like it's not helping us. It's not helping him. It's not helping Chiesa going forward. It isn't. So that doesn't make sense, and that's not helping at all.
Yeah.
Then, moving forward. If you, I said Chiesa, I forgot about that. Morata, I mean, not Chiesa. But moving forward, today, like so many technical mistakes, I lost count of them. Like just first touch, not good enough, taking too much time on the ball, making the wrong run, holding on to the ball, like decision making is like, and that's not, that's on the players, but overall, it's a coaching thing. Like there's no. Because how Julian will say, there are no patterns of play. Like, no, if you watch City, you know what's going to happen. If you watch Liverpool, you know what's going to happen. Like, Mo Salah runs, Firmino drops. Like, you know what's going to happen. Yeah. With us, we have no idea what's going to happen. It's just basically, I said it. I was watching the game with my dad, and I said, it's just basically hoping one player shows up and he does something magical. And this time, it was Cuadrado. Like, that's how we are playing. Like, we're just playing on the edge, hoping Dybala, Chiesa, name it, one of those players does something crazy and opens up the game. But other than that, we have no style of play. We have no identity moving forward. I said so many times, we have no ideas. And then on top of that, again, Morata, it was not good. Like, it wasn't good. He's becoming very frustrating to watch. And to only give Caio 7 minutes is embarrassing. Like, I like Allegri a lot, but I'm not going to sit here and defend him when he does stuff like this. Like, why is he only getting 7 minutes if you watch 78 minutes of Morata messing everything up? Like, literally everything. He messed it up. Like, you cannot sit there and watch and think, I mean, is Caio that, like, is he that bad? Like, if you look at Morata, like, can it get worse than that?
Yeah. And then Morata came in there and he obviously had the goal that was offside. And then earlier, one of my biggest complaints before I move on to getting into Caio is that where was it? I'm trying to find the exact moment. I wrote it down somewhere. But anyway, there was that one opportunity. I think it was all in the first half where he had
the keeper.
He could have taken a shot and he literally just held on to it for I counted off like 5-6 seconds before he tried to make a half-hearted pass to Dybala, who just kind of had to sky it because he couldn't do anything else with it at the time.
That's because he is playing with no confidence at all, like none. And I was hoping the goal against Senate basically would help him, but it didn't. Like, he's playing with no confidence. He's like a headless chicken on that field. Like, you have no idea what to. Yeah, I mean, you know what you're gonna get with Morata at this moment, but still, when the ball goes to him, it can bounce off him. He can lose it. He can basically. How many times does he? The moment he feels something in his back, a player, he drops to the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And the refs are not giving that foul anymore because he's diving at this point. Like, every touch he feels, he's on the ground. It's becoming embarrassing.
Yeah, at some point the refs are just expecting it. That gets around to them. They know what to look out for and watch out for players. The different tactics they do. That's why we talk about a lot about how Chiesa, he's kind of grown known to do that. He hasn't done it recently. He did it. Actually, he did it last match, but he doesn't do it as often as he. Yeah. Oh, did he do it today? See, I guess I missed that one. I also had my kid came out and he was watching it with me too for a portion. I guess. And then what about Dybala? What do you make of Dybala's performance today? I mean, he
didn't have a good game. No, he didn't have a good game. Again, not all his fault, but just on the ball, it was not good enough. Like, and at some point, I thought he was a bit hiding. I don't know, like. he was a bit lost. He didn't even he was picking up the wrong positions, especially in the from the 60th until the red card. Like he was picking up weird positions, but he didn't have a good game. Again, that's not because everybody thinks everybody has a feeling it needs to come from him. That cannot be okay. That's not okay. That's not how you build a sustainable a good football team. That's not how it works. Like if you're just hoping Dybala shows up game in, game out and produce magic every game, that's not gonna happen. If you have a style of play and one player is having a bad day, great. All the rest knows what to do, and you will get to it. And at the end of the day, you will get your result. But if Dybala has a bad day, everything falls apart going forward. He is basically the glue between midfield and attack. He is that. And today, I don't know what glue it was, but it wasn't sticking.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we want to keep this one shorter, but I do want to ask one more question before we just do the man of the match, least whatever you want to call it. What do you make of the Aleandro being pulled for Luca Pellegrini?
He was injured.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Oh my God! For the people asking for Pellegrini, please never do that again. He is awful, and I said it before. He's not good. He isn't. I know people want a left back, and I understand that. I don't think we need to replace Sandro. We needed to do that years ago.
Yeah.
But Luca Pellegrini is worse than Aleandro. He is. He's even worse than De Chilio. He's not a good football player. I don't care what people say. He's a bad football player, and he showed that again today. It's not good enough. Until the last 5 minutes, it was. I was like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah, you finally have your evidence of why he continues to get loaned out year after year after year. Now he's here, and that's where we are.
He's gone in January. He's gone.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and give me your, obviously you kind of already hinted at it, but your man of the match, and then if you want to say your least valuable player of the match as well, I feel like that doesn't hurt to say.
So first I want to praise Cuadrado, because how many times have we said the last 2 months were not good enough, and we all know that basically he can unlock games.
Yeah.
And he did that. That was classic Juan. That's what he does. The type of goal he scored, the moment, clutch, we missed that. But again, this one moment will not erase the last 2 months. He will need to show that again when the international break is over.
Yeah.
But kudos to him. He showed up. He did his thing. He scored that goal. It took a slight deflection, but I think even without the deflection, Kaya would have tapped that in. Because he was all alone in front of goal. But so props to him. So people will say he's man of the match, but I think Mckennie deserves it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you say Cuadrado, I'm not gonna argue that, because he scored the winner. But I think Mckennie deserves that praise. And the worst player on the pitch, I want to say Rabiot, but I wasn't going Morata because he stayed on so long.
Yeah.
Again, not his fault. He's not asking. Yeah, I mean, nobody's coming off that pitch.
And what play? On that pitch. Also, if you're just playing poorly and you're not injured, that looks way worse on a player. If they're just take me off.
Yeah.
If they're I'm having a bad day, take me off.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
But it's not good enough.
Yeah.
It isn't. It's not good enough. So I will say him. I think he had a bad game once again. It's not good.
I think. I agree with you on both the. It's basically kind of a tie both ways when it comes to the least valuable player being Morata or Rabiot. Take your pick your poison from there. Like you said, Rabiot Morata played longer. And then having, I guess I would also as well, I understand, like you said, people can give the man of the match to the guy who scores the goal in these games, but I mean, you got to look at the efforts that Mckennie or players like that, whenever they show up, do to keep the match from being, because we've seen it in the past before against Fiorentina where they get buried quickly. If they get going, you'll have a 3-0 match easy. So I was sitting on the edge of my seat, worried that potentially Vlahovic would get going today. He didn't, thankfully, thanks to De Ligt and the efforts they made. But it was good to see overall from the team. One of the things, obviously, that I just want to touch on was just saying it's always good to see, especially in these matches of Fiorentina. I kind of wanted last time, that was when they lost by a lot, was I wanted Chiesa to show up in that match against Fiorentina after some of the drama behind the scenes you see happen.
Yeah.
But it's always good to see a guy like Wani Seed come in, score that winning goal against his former team after the nonsense with Camiso and everything that goes on with that.
Yep.
Any other final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, just 3 points. I said take it game by game. Don't look at the table, otherwise you'll lose your mind. Just take it game by game. We got 3 points. I don't know where we are in the standings. I don't really care at this point. I will look in March. where we are in the table. Until now, game by game.
Yes, sir. Well, you heard it from him. 3 points today is as good as we can get. We can really hope for. And also that the 2016 season is back. We're definitely going to win the Scudetto. Nothing to worry about here. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you all for tuning in as always. If you liked what you saw here, if you liked my face, if you liked Aleandro's face, or just anything, hit that like button as well. Or if you didn't, just hit the like button anyway. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't either. Make sure you hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Follow us at our handles that are in the little graphic over here. Well, I guess it's over here down below. We'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.